up guys, this is Hasnen from Trending Codes and I'm back with a new video. In this video what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a drawable content into your Ionic-3 app. As you can see over here on the screen, I have created a drawable content where I can just drag it up from the down and I can just stop anywhere I want. I can go to the top, I can bring it to back down, and that's it. So I'll just show you how to create this into your app, how to implement this into your app, and according to your implementation, according to your ideas, you should integrate this component into your project. Or if you're gonna make this application, there may be something like if you're creating a music app, in that you will be creating this kind of drawable content which will be helpful in that here you're gonna place the progress bar or the buttons that will be for stop or something next. So if you can drag this drawable content, you can get all the information of the currently playing music, the image or the album image for that particular music, or the singer name and all those stuff. So I'll just let you know all the things, how it works, how to do that, what are the technologies used behind this. Okay, so let's dive inside it. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna generate the component right away with the help of the command that is Ionic-G generate or Ionic generate component cd, or you can just type Ionic-G component and the component name. And I'm going to make a component, or I have generated the component, so I'm not going to do it again. So just make sure you're going to write the same component name as mine, or if you want you can change that name, but make sure you're going to use that particular name while implementing your component into your home.html file. Okay, so first of all I'm going to give the name to the component, that is contained drawer, DRAWER. So make sure you're going to use the same name, or if you're using your own name, then make sure you're going to use same name into your home.html file. I'm repeating that again. If you're going to make a mistake over here, then I'm gonna sure you're gonna face a problem. Okay, so go ahead and just hit the enter. It will take few seconds and it will generate the component. Once it is generated, what you're gonna do is you're gonna open the app.module.ts file, and inside the app.module.ts file you're gonna import your content drawer, okay, from the content drawer component. So make sure once the component is generated, there will be a folder with the name components, and inside the components you'll be find the folder of the name of with the same name of the as you have generated the component, that is content drawer, and inside the content drawer.ts file you will find the class name content drawer. So make sure you're gonna import that class right over here. Okay, and if you once you import that class right over here, you're gonna import same into your declarations part of your ng module. Okay, so this you should take care of a couple of things while including or importing your content drawer class. So we are done with the home.ts file. Just go ahead and close it. Okay, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna remove all those stuff. I'll just let you know how exactly what is going to be done. Okay, so let me remove this stuff from here. Okay, and I'm not going to remove the constructor. Okay, now first of all what you're going to do is you're going to import the content input element ref renderer from the Angular core. Okay, and you make sure you're going to import the platform and DOM controller from your Ionic Angular. Now the component input and element ref and renderer, I'm not going to talk about the component right over here because we're using this component, so we should include that. Here is our component, that is in selector is content drawer, and our template URL is content drawer.html. So here we're going to use a component, so we have imported that. Now what about input? Now this particular component content drawer.ts is going to accept some input. Okay, so what are those inputs? First of all, we're going to create those inputs right over here. Okay, so we're going to write @input, and inside that we're going to tell our component that you're going to accept those component from the file which is calling this content drawer.txt. So here our home.html file will be calling this component. So our home.html file will be just giving some input as an options to our content drawer.ts file. So we will just go ahead and create that first. So you're going to write @input. Okay, so you're going to write @input. Okay, and @input. Now inside that we are going to create the options. Okay, options, and its type of and the type of this particular input is options. Okay, I'm sorry, and if type of any. Okay, so we are just telling this content drawer to accept some input as an options. Okay, now that's great. Now we're going to inject all those import classes into our constructor. That should be publicly. So element ref will be targeted or injected as element. It should be public. Our renderer will be injected as renderer. It should be of type public. Again, our DOM controller, because we are going to write a DOM dynamically. Okay, so it should be of type public. And our platform, because we need to take care of on which platform we are running our app. Okay. That's great. I'm sorry. Now, the things that should be done when our ng after view init is loaded. So I'm going to say my component that you should set some elements or set some styles of my HTML file while our ng view is loaded. But first of all, we're going to write some, or we're going to create some variables that we're going to use in our programming. That is handle height, EIGHT. Okay, and our handle height is of type number. It will be accepting a number, and I'm going to initialize our handle height right over here is of type 50. Okay, the next one is bounce back. And it's also a type of boolean. It's of type boolean. Okay, and I'm going to set that as true for now. Okay, now in the same way I'm going to create a threshold top. So threshold top, and it will be of type number. Okay, I'm sorry, it's of type number. In the same way, I'm gonna go ahead and create. I'm going to initialize that number, this threshold to the 200. And in the same way, I'm gonna create the threshold bottom. Threshold bottom. That is of type number. Cool. And I'm going to initialize it at 200. Okay, now these are the 4 important variables we are going to use in our application. Now like what should we do when our content is loaded for the first time? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create one. We're going to go ahead and create the ng after content or after view init. Okay, now as you can see over here, call after the ng after content init when the component's view has been initialized. So when our component view is initialized, we should set some variables, and we should tell our content to be initialized, and we can use that into our application. So first of all, I'm going to check if my these dot options that are coming from my HTML file right over here, they will be accepting some options dot handle height. Okay, handle height. Okay. If this is available, what I'm going to do is this dot handle height dot this dot handle height equals to this dot handle height equal dot no. Okay, sorry. This dot options dot handle height. Okay, handle height. Okay. Now, in the same way, I'm going to take care of all the variables which we have created in the topmost part of our that should be a bounce back. If this is set or this is true, we're going to set the bounce back property. So in the same way, we're going to go ahead and copy and paste the same thing, and I'm going to change the threshold property, threshold top. If my threshold top is set, then if my threshold top is set right over here, threshold and bounce back, not threshold, bounce back, threshold top. Now the same way, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste the same thing and repeat option threshold top, threshold bottom. I'm going to replace the threshold top with the threshold bottom. Same over here, same over here. Okay, so we are done with the creating all this stuff. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna style our elements from our .ts file. So this dot renderer. Now we will be using the renderer class to style our component, and in that we have one method that is renderer.setElementStyle. Now this will be styling our components dynamically from the .ts file. So this dot elements, yes, this dot elements dot native elements. And what I'm going to set to this is, first I'm going to set the top property of CS, okay, topmost property of CS, and this dot platform dot height, and it should be minused from our this dot handle height, Okay, now this dot handle height is of type pixels because we are dealing with our CSS properties over here, so we should provide the pixels. Now in the same way, I'm going to set the padding top of the native element. Okay, so renderer dot set element style, and this dot the same thing, I guess, this dot element dot native element, and I'm going to set the padding top of my the element which will be rendered, padding top, and it should be of this dot handle height, and of plus pixels, because we are talking about the CSS property right over here. Cool. So once we are done with this, now to render this dynamically, the Ionic use hammer.js file. Okay, now what we will do, we will just create one variable, let hammer equals to new window. Okay, and windows will be having will be telling the windows that it should catch the hammer class. Okay, and hammer, and we're going to tell our hammer that you should style all these elements. So what element? This dot element dot native element should be styled, right, with the help of hammer.js file. Okay, now what else we're going to do is, now with the help of pen property, we are going to handle this one. It is not right over here because we are just doing this stuff. So when I was just dragging up that we will call as a pen. So we're going to get the pen, and with the help, after getting the pen, we are going to set all the properties or the directions. So hammer dot get, what we have to get is we have to get pen, and we're going to set that pen. Now inside the set, we're going to set the direction. Okay, obviously the direction should be vertical directions, and if you want you can just change the direction. If you want you can change it to the horizontal. So window not hammer, I mean the hammer class, hammer, and obviously the direction should be vertical, so direction underscore vertical, I guess. Yeah, direction should be vertical, but I'm getting an error. Yeah, it should be window hammer dot direction vertical. Okay, now we have set the direction of our hammer class or our pen. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a hammer dot on getting a pen. When hammer catch a pen, we're going to pass some events. Okay, so we're going to create the handler to handle those events. Okay, and we're going to call one function of name handle pen. So this dot handle pen, and the pen will be handle pen will be accepting obviously an event. Now this handle pen is like we're going to create this handle pen after outside of the ng after view. So this is the another function which we are going to create now. Now this function will be telling us to handle our pen, how our pen should be handled. So handle pen, it is accepting the events as a parameter list. So we're gonna create one variable that is of type new top. Let new top equals to event dot center dot y. Okay, now our top is set. Now let bounce 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 to bottom, and it should be false. Okay, now let bounce to top, bounce to bounce to top should be false too. Okay, sorry, okay, now we have created a couple of events or a couple of variables. Now if our this dot bounce to top or bounce back, yes, if this dot bounce back and event is final, then we're going to create we're going to take the difference of our pen, where the pen is from top or from the bottom. We're going to calculate the difference from the bottom and the top. So to calculate the difference, we're going to create one variable, let top diff equals to new top, and new top should be minus from the this dot I guess minus from this dot threshold, yes, threshold top, because we are dealing with the top property. So I have created a mistake. It's not now top, it is new top. Okay, and in the same way we're going to calculate the difference from the bottom. So let bottom diff is equals to new. Now over here we're not going to calculate, because we are talking about bottom, so we should take the height of the platform and then we should minus it from our threshold bottom. So this dot platform platform dot height, because all devices are not having the same height, so it should be go to the bottom. Okay, and the bottom should be get from by calculating the this dot platform height minus our this dot threshold bottom cool. Okay, now we are done inside our if. Just get out from the if, and we're going to check few or three more conditions. So if inside two more brackets. Now if new top is less than what? Less than this dot threshold top, then in the same way, and our additional event, that is ev dot additional additional event, if the additional event is equal to pen up, if we are dragging our pen upside sorry, pen up, and at the same time, or it is bounce back equals to true, or a bounce top equals to true, then what should happen? Bounce to top is equals to true. So bounce bounce to top is equals to true. Then what should we do with our pen is we should write our DOM controller. So this dot DOM controller dot write. What are you gonna write? You're gonna write with the help of creating one handler, and our handler will be telling something like this dot renderer dot set element style. What element style we should set over here is this dot I guess same element dot native element. Now if we are dragging up our component, then it should have some animations. Okay, so here basically we are going to add our animations when we are dragging it up. It should not go frequently, like from top to bottom. It should be having some effects, like it should go slowly from bottom to top. So we're going to add here a transition. Okay, and transition should be to the top, and it should take 0 to 5 seconds time, 0.5 seconds time. And the same way we're gonna set the top from to the by minusing the platform height from our handle height. Okay, so it is something this dot renderer dot set element style. Once again, this dot element dot native element, and this will be having a padding top. No, not padding top. It will be having a top, and it will be something this dot handle, this dot platform. I'm sorry. It should be this dot platform dot height minus this dot handle height, and our handle height is of that pixels, so plus pixel. Cool. Okay, now this was all about when we are trying to drag our pen in the up direction. Now what we are trying to drag our pen in downwards or in the pen down direction. So we're gonna go ahead and copy and paste the same thing, but we're going to change the value right over here, that is bounce to top. It should be set to bounce to bottom, and the pen up should be set to pen down. Okay, so just go ahead and copy and just paste the same thing right over here, and just change to pen down. Okay, and what else? I guess bounce to top. Yes, bounce to top, pen down, and bounce to bottom. Here should be bounce to bottom. Okay, so this will be having the okay, now one mistake we did is while just traveling or while just dragging our component to the top, like we should set our top to the 0 pixels, because we know where the top is. Obviously top starts from the 0 pixels, so there is no need to calculate the platform height and then setting all those stuff. So I'll just go ahead and inside the pen up, I'll just remove this piece of code. I'll just set top to the 0 pixels, because I don't need to calculate the height, because I know that top starts from 0 pixels, right? There is no need to calculate that, so I did a mistake over there. Now the thing you should calculate over here is this dot, that while just dragging the downwards, you should know the platform height, because every platform is not having a same height. Every pixels, every display have a different pixels, so we should calculate where is our bottom. Okay, we don't know our bottom, so we can just get to know our bottom pixels with the help of this dot platform dot height minus this dot handle height. Okay, so that's what true condition. Now what if we are not doing anything to our element? So we're going to take care of that condition too. Else what we're going to do is this dot renderer dot set element style, and again the same thing, this dot native element dot native element, and we should set transition to none if we are not doing anything. Transition. Okay, transition to the none. Make sure you're not going to do any spelling mistake. If you're going to do any spelling mistakes, then it's not going to work at all. Okay, it should be set to the none, and if our new top is less than or greater than 0, not less than 0, is greater than 0, and our new top is less than this dot platform height, platform height minus this dot handle height is less than our this one, then we should set some different stylings to our pen. And if this condition satisfies, if our like say for example, if our new top is greater than 0, so it is not on the topmost part. Okay, it may be at the 10 pixels or 20 pixels, so it may be between of our it may be centered in our display. Our pen is at center position of our display. What should it do when these things happen? So here we should take care of conditions of like if if event dot additional event, if it is additional event and it is of pen top, our additional event is of pen top, pen it is down or top, yeah, it's pen up, and I have done the mistake over here, DOWM down, okay, and it's of type pen up, and or our additional event is of type pen down. Then what should we do with our pen? We should take care of our pen, right? So it's of pen down. Then what we're going to do is we're going to write our DOM again. So how we're going to write is this dot DOM control dot write. What should we write is we should take care it should go back to the original position, or it should go to the down, which is nearer to the pen. This dot renderer dot style element style, set element style, again the same thing, this dot element dot native element, okay, and we should set the top over here, okay. Now to set a top, top will be something new top, it's new top, I'm sorry, new top, okay, and it's set of the pixels, so we should set the pixel, okay, done. So that's great. So I guess that's all about your contain or the contain drawer.ts file, okay. So while implementing this, if you get any kind of error, you can get this code into the description right away, so you can go ahead and just use that code, or if you want you can just debug your same code by comparing this code, okay. Okay, now you're going to take care of a couple of things. The first is you're going to go ahead and open your component drawer.html file, okay, and you're going to just write these two things. Just remove all the old part or the old things which is present inside your content drawer.html file. Just erase it, everything, and from the scratch you're going to write these two tags inside your content drawer.html. It will be not present by default. Over here I have written I have written it before, so this is only 3 or 4 pieces of line of code, so I'm not going to write it again. So just erase all the previous code which is present into your content drawer.html file, and from the scratch just go ahead and type this thing ion contain, and inside that type ng contain, okay. Now you are done with your home or the content.drawer.html file. Now you're going to go ahead and open your content drawer.scss file. Now if you want to target the iOS and material design class, if you want you can target that, or if you don't want, it's up to you. Now what our content drawer will look like, see over here our content drawer is something fully blue, and it is covering the 100% width, and it should cover 100% height after it is scrolled up. So we're going to set 100% height, 100% width, and obviously it is drawable content, so the position should be absolute. It should be on the top of every each and every division, okay. And here the important thing, that is z-index, that it should come up from each and every division, so that we can see all the division which is before it should go inside, and our drawable component should come in front. So that index is used to taking up our component to the front, and you should override that. So you should use important. Don't forget to use that. You should override the property, and you're going to set the box shadow to something black color, and just remove that background color. We don't need that. Now we are done with our all those things which are important to our content drawer. Okay, now we will just shift, or we will just head to the home.html file. So first of all, you're going to open your home.html file where the things will be present like this, ion contain. Okay, now these things will be not present into your home.html file. This is how your home.html file will look like. Now outside of your ion contain, underneath the ion contain, you're going to write this thing, that is content drawer. Now I'll just let you know why I was telling to give the same name as mine, because I'm using the content drawer, that is our component name. Okay, if you want to see, right over here the selector name is content drawer, so you should use the same name into your home.html file, content drawer. Now this content drawer is accepting some options from this variable. Now this variable will be in our home.ts file. Okay, and here we are going to create one division. Okay, and we have given a class to that division, and this division will be having some content. Now I will just head to the home.ts file. Now inside the home.ts file, we are going to create one variable, drawer options, that is of type any, as you can see over here, drawer options. Okay, and inside the drawer options, we are going to set some options in the constructor. So this dot drawer options is equal to handle height, that is of 70, threshold from bottom, that is of 700, threshold from top, that is 700, and bounce back is to false. Okay, now here it is great. So this will be accepting some input. So this will be taking some input, all four things as an input, and it will be given to the options, that is right over here, options which we have told over here, right over here, and they will be checking the conditions. If they are set, then nothing to do. If they are not set, then it will be set it. Okay, now we will talk about this class, the content class. It is too easy. I will just go ahead and into the home.scss file. Inside the home.scss file, our content drawer background is of blue. As you can see over here, it is blue colored. Okay, and our content drawer dot content class is having a padding of 20 pixels. So the things that is written inside this, it will be having a 20% padding. Okay, now if we will go ahead and check our output that our drawable content is working or not, then you will be facing some problem. It will be not working correctly. It will be see something weird. It is not getting transition or something like that. It is just done in a few seconds. It is just because I have just skipped one piece or one line of code. Okay, to make you realize that the one piece of line is one line of code is so important. So thing is, we are going to set the property of our bounce to bottom and bounce to top to true according to our top difference. Okay, so we are calculating our top difference and bottom difference into the handle pan event. Okay, so we are calculating these two, new top minus this dot threshold top, and then the bottom. Now I'm sorry, I'm having cold right now. So this difference, that is top difference, is greater than our bottom difference, then it will be setting our bounce to bottom equals to true, and if not, then it's going to bounce to top equals to true. So we just go ahead and save that. It will build and it will be having a beautiful transition effect while just going up and while just coming down. Okay, so let's go ahead and check what exactly I'm talking about. See, okay, now you can see it having a transition effect. It will just take 0 to 5 seconds to go up and 0 to 5 seconds to come down. So that is beautifully done with the help of that. Now we are setting this property right over here. Okay, I'll just show you right over here. Now if you want, you can change the transition effects to 0.8 or 0.8. It's up to you. Whatever you like or whatever you want, you can set the transition effects. We just go ahead and save that. Now it will take more time to go up and it will take more time to come down. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Now I hope you have learned something new, how to create a component and how the stuffs are done and all those things. See how beautifully it is going up and how beautifully it is going down. Maybe it will be not smooth because of my screen recording problem, but once you will implement that, I'm sure it will be smooth. So I hope you have learned something new, you like this video, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I request you to subscribe to my channel, and because I'll be creating more videos like this. And if you're getting any kind of problem, you can just get me on my discussion tab, or you can just comment down in the comment section. So we can just try to solve the problems together. Okay, and one more thing is don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit that like button. Okay, just take care. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.